What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I would like to welcome you all to another edition of Wayne's Perspective, where we operate in discipline, decency, integrity, and respect. And I'm coming through with another video just for you. A couple of things before I get started. On behalf of myself and my son, I would like to wish all the fathers out there listening a very happy Father's Day, and I hope you all celebrate the best way you know how. Also, a few days ago, I heard that Miss Ananda Lewis had passed away. I fondly remember Miss Lewis from BET's Teen Summit back in the day, which was a very good show, I might add. And according to my understanding, she was going through a lot of health problems over the years. And before I proceed to the video, I just want to do a brief moment of silence for Miss Ananda Lewis. All right, and like I said, rest in peace to Miss Ananda Lewis. She will be missed, and her contributions will not be forgotten. And my thoughts, prayers, and sympathies go out to her and her family. And from here, we're heading right into today's video, which will be about Lil Wayne. And by the way, my family has always called me Lil Wayne as well, mainly because I was named after my dad, and there's no obvious connection to the Carter family. I've mentioned on multiple occasions that I'm not a fan of Lil Wayne. This has nothing to do with him supporting Donald Trump. This is all about the music. And even when I said this, I can be objective at the same time. I first heard him on Juvenile's 400 Degrees album, and I still feel that he was tolerable during Cash Money's peak years, and I'm referring to the period before The Block is Hot came out. And speaking of that album, oh my God. I've long said that I can't stand it. It still remains one of the worst albums I ever heard, and don't get me started on Loud Pipes, one of the worst songs I ever heard. Funny story, I was in the 10th grade when this album came out, and one day on the bus heading home, one of my homies was playing Loud Pipes, and even one of the girls was not pleased with what she was hearing, basically saying, "That is so whack, for real." I still remember that, y'all. And after that, I wasn't really checking for Wayne like that. I heard Lights Out once, but outside of Get Off the Corner, I don't remember anything from that album. I've never heard 500 Degrees. I have no plans on checking it out. And once he started the Carter series, that's when things changed for him and his career. It may surprise most of you to know that I previously owned the first four Carter albums, and starting with that first one, which came out in 2004, I liked it, particularly Go DJ and I Miss My Dogs. I might revisit that one, but we'll see. Next up is Carter 2, which came out in 2005, and I still say that it's his best album, definitely his most creative. And I also continue to say that The Mob is the best song he's ever made, and this is another album that I may revisit, but just like the first Carter, we'll see about that. From there, he dropped Dedication 2, a mixtape with DJ Drama back in 2006, and it was dope. That AMG remix to Canon is nothing short of awesome, and it was at this point where he was clearly on to something, and I frequently said that had he stuck with this style displayed on Carter 2 and Dedication 2, I'd probably see him in a different light, but he dropped Carter 3 in 2008, and from a style standpoint, he never looked back. And just to touch on 2008 briefly, I do remember this period, and I'm sure most of you listening to this remember how in demand he was at that time. And I think the last time that we saw a hip hop artist in demand like that was 50 Cent back in 2003. But make no mistake about it, Lil Wayne was on fire, and I give him credit for that. He was everywhere. Getting to Carter 3, though, this remains one of the most overrated albums I've ever heard, and I still feel a certain way about it receiving a Grammy Award for Best Rap Album in the year that Nas's Untitled album came out. And let me talk about this a bit more. I never got the hype surrounding A Milli, Then and Now. It's not a classic in my view. Mr. Carter, which had the first ever pairing between Jay-Z and Wayne, was treated like a big deal at the time, but there's a reason why that song is not fondly remembered by most people. Got Money with T-Pain was okay. Mrs. Officer was forgettable. I did like Let the Beat Build, Dr. Carter, and You Ain't Got Nothing with Fabulous and Joel Santana. Oh, and that song, P-Word Monster, is another one of the worst songs I ever heard, and I can't forget about Lollipop, which was not good either. Just an overrated piece of work in my view. And before I get to Carter 4, let me talk about that No Ceilings mixtape, which was a heavily hyped one in the latter part of 2009. I had started a new job at this point, and I remember one of my co-workers constantly talking about it. There was one time we was in the break room, and even before I could sit down, I still recall this guy saying, "No ceilings, cuz, no ceilings, cuz." And I'm thinking to myself, damn, he must really want me to check this out or something, because he would not stop talking about it. And needless to say, I played it once, and that was it. I wasn't too impressed. And I also remember people saying that he bodied that DOA Def for Auto Tune beat better than Jay-Z did. I disagreed then, and I disagreed now. Continuing on, I bought the deluxe edition of Carter 4 the day it came out from Target, and I believe that was 2011. I remember 6 foot, 7 foot being big at the time, and quite frankly, that may be the last thing he's done that can be considered good. Plus, it did nothing for the career of Corey Guns, the son of Peter Guns. How to Love was not good at all, and the only other notable parts of this album were an interlude with Andre 3000 and Tech 9, and the outro with Nas, Bun B, Busta Rhymes, and Shine. And it was after this, when Wayne was no longer on my radar. Those Carter albums, I sold all 4 of them. I didn't bother checking out anything else he came out with, whether it was joint albums or mixtapes. I didn't check out Rebirth, I Am Not a Human Being, both parts, Funeral, or Carter 5. He also did no favors with me when he came with that line, "Beat the P word up like Emmett Till," and arrogantly dismissing the Black Lives Matter movement, but I digress. About a week or so ago, as I record this, Carter 6 came out, and it's hardly a critical success. Then again, was anyone really clamoring for Carter 6 in 2025? Let me know. Overall, I think when it comes to Lil Wayne, he has etched his way into history, especially in terms of Southern hip hop. Credit where it's due, he made a name for himself. He kept the Cash Money brand / label alive. He has an impressive track record of guest appearances and a solid work ethic, so I give him credit for all of that. However, in my view, he's not one of the greatest of all time, and while I respect everyone's opinions, I don't understand why anyone would consider him an all-time great. And if we're talking about Southern hip-hop artists, I can think of others way better than him, and I can name some. Realistically, can anyone tell me that Wayne is better than Scarface, who I feel is the greatest Southern MC of all time? Ludacris, Andre 3000, Bun B, Fiend, Mac, 8 Ball, T.I., just to name a few. At the end of the day, these are my thoughts, and I look forward to seeing yours in the comment section when it comes to Lil Wayne. And on this note, I'm going to go ahead and close the video here. If you like what you heard and you're ready to become part of Team Discipline, go ahead and hit that like button and drop some comments if you're feeling the content. And like I said, let me know what your thoughts on Lil Wayne are. And last but not least, hit that subscribe button along with the bell so you're notified when I drop new videos. And until the next video, my people, take care of yourselves.